LeBron pushed for that. Like, JJ, you better put my son in the game. Put him in. Luka's not playing. Put him in. They can't have a meme or a reel. They cannot have Luka Doncic next to Bronny James on the court. That can't be a photo op. I guarantee you that Luka's agent said it. If Bronny is side by side with Luka on the court, we are not signing with you in August. But look, that's just me speculating, right? I'm speculating to that point. I have no idea what's what, if that's really true. But what I can say is that, the media pushes out a lot of narratives. And right now, there's a war between the media and NBA players. NBA players are freezing out the media. Right now, apparently, Stephen A. Smith is blackballed. Players won't talk to him. And, this brings us to our next topic, Gils Arena. Obviously, Stephen A. Smith, he was on there. He did not duck the smoke. He sat down with Gils Arena and they chatted. And he had a lengthy interview with them, and they asked some really tough questions. And, I want to jump right into it because I have 2 sound bites for you guys from this interview. And I mean, there's so much to unpack. We could have several different streams about what Stephen A. Smith shared with Gilbert Arenas and Kenyon Martin and Rashad McCants and Josiah. So I'm going to play the first sound bite. And really, it's Rashad McCants. He's pressing Stephen A. Smith very gently. I can tell he used kitten gloves. They appreciated the opportunity to have Stephen A. Smith on their show, and they didn't blatantly disrespect him. But he did ask some tough questions. He tried to be cheeky and a little provocative, if that's what you want to call it. And Rashad McCants, oftentimes, I think, sometimes he boils the ocean and he takes too long to get to a point because he's trying to sound philosophical and smart. And he's got many words, almost like a British person. When you could have said something in 2 words, they need to say it in 10. So anyhow, I'm going to play this soundbite for you guys. It's Rashad McCants, and Stephen A. Smith is going to respond. And it is a little long, but it's pretty interesting. So we'll go ahead and play it now.
Criticize you.
Can I come back with
straightforward?
Yeah.
So if we can criticize you now,
yeah,
and you can criticize us for playing the victim for your criticism, we too sensitive. You can't take that. But now it's back on you now.
Okay.
You got to be able to take our criticism of how you criticize us.
Well, I'm assuming you talking about the industry because you can't be talking about me.
I'm talking about everybody that criticizes, including us.
Well, hold on.
We criticize a lot of players. It is because we play and we care. It's tough love. As players, we don't like the outsiders saying certain things because they haven't played. They're spectators. We respect the point of view. But when we hear it, like you just said, you don't know me. You don't I'm looking at you in the reflection like, yeah, bro, we feel the same way.
Right.
We got the same energy you feel, but you get attacked way less.
Right.
Because the guys on your platform not going to attack you because you are already
on my platform. Who?
The guys that are on your level, your playing field, the Will Bonds and all of those guys. You got one enemy.
Right.
You know who he is. So that's one guy.
Right.
You look at all of the guys we criticize on a daily basis. They hear us talking.
Right.
They pissed. They don't want to talk to us either. But to see you get blackballed is because it's karma.
Okay. Can I respond? First of all, when we talk about the media, I'll get to me in a second. When you talk about the media, here's the part that former players like yourself don't realize. Y'all look at the media as the big bully on the block sometimes. Y'all don't realize that in this day and age, y'all are the big bullies. Because as former players, understand that the media industry has changed. Print has dissipated dramatically. Podcasts ain't free. Most motherfuckers in the media don't make that kind of paper. You don't have sponsors going to newspaper reporters or local radio hosts offering them a podcast that could pay them 7 figures. Motherfuckers out here making $75,000, $90,000.
That's what
So I'm just saying.
Okay.
And I said the newspaper. I said newspaper.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I said the newspaper. I ain't saying y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Do a little bit better, but
Stay with me. So what I'm saying is, when you talk about the media industry, the potency and the power that the former player has resonates significantly. Why? Because you're players and you have credibility. Because you have sponsors and advertisers who know that and come to y'all instead of them. Because y'all did it. They could it. We could it, right? Then on top of it all, the industry has changed. Remember, it was .com. And then it became the podcast. And a whole bunch of, Lord knows how many hundreds of thousands of podcasts. But everybody ain't Gils Arena.
Right.
Everybody ain't about to touch on 1 million subscribers. Everybody don't have, the sponsorship dollars. Everybody don't have this. You see some of these motherfuckers with a podcast, they living like sitting on the couch, just got 2 seats. They got a little camera. They got a little microphone, squeezing in with one another, trying to make sure they can be seen and all. They ain't got it like that. You see what I'm saying? So, and then on top of it all, the credibility isn't the same because y'all played and you were in the locker room. So when you talk about the media, you talk about the media like they the big bully on the block. Most of the people in the media looking at y'all like, ain't this some shit? Y'all, do y'all realize who y'all are and what y'all doing? Now we'll get to me. I'll talk about me now. Obviously, what the fuck I just said don't apply to me. A little bit different.
You do have a show though on YouTube as well. Over 1 million subscribers.
Oh, that's right. So I'm doing my thing.
Talk that talk.
Now,
I'm trying to catch you.
Now, listen, and I hope you do. That's why I ain't here to hurt the show. I'm here to help.
We're not.
You understand? I got love for y'all. It ain't no good. Y'all get on me. That's all love. I can care less. If you right, you right. I'll say so. If you wrong, I'll challenge it. It's just that simple. Absolutely. But to get to me, now here's the deal. Am I going to criticize? Sure. I focus on what you do, not who you are. I remember when my man Ryan Clark for The Pivot was interviewing Kwame Brown. I said to Ryan, if there's one regret I had, man, they still running memes of my video. Man, that was 16, 17 years ago. I didn't know it was going to resonate and be like that. I was just speaking about like, damn, I didn't think he was a great player. I mean, damn, I wasn't alone. Everybody was saying that. But they held on to my meme, right? But the reason why I brought up the whole Ryan Clark thing, do you know why? Ryan Clark allowed this man to sit up there and say, I want y'all to brace yourself, don't faint. Yes. This man said, I cost him endorsement dollars. And I'm sitting there going like this. See, I can't, because at that moment, I'm looking at, yes. Like, nope. I'm looking at this, right? And I'm going like this, y'all. I want to, and this is where I'm different. I want to see what NBA player gonna sit back and let this man get away with saying this shit. Because this is, come on, y'all. You can hate on me. You can quit. Come on, y'all.
But sometimes I'm just saying it happen though.
I'm just saying to y'all, it's like, listen.
Never.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
No, the media
out there.
Double down on
you know what I'm saying?
There was no sponsorships coming.
Come on, man.
It wasn't. But
you gonna say
double down?
Stop it.
Like
I'm just saying. It's like if we gonna sit up there and talk about being real, I'm not wrong all the time. I mean, shit, if Stephen A. right, say it.
If Stephen A.'s right, say it. I mean, look, Rashad McCants, he tried to press Stephen A. He's just like, I'm mini Stephen A. And, you're basically, you're coming at us in a way, and we're in the same position that like you were once in. And I mean, look, I think that is there to report. I think that every single generation, every single era of NBA player has had tough moments with the media. And I just don't understand why this generation, you can't say anything. If you just say their stat line, they hate you. And it really is that bad. Some of it is not criticism. Some of it is just straight up reporting. Some of it, hey, shit. And you're saying it a lot nicer than that, but they can't hear anything about themselves. And I think that that's a real issue. And Stephen A. Smith continues on a bit. And Gilbert Arenas chimes in as well. I'll play that for you guys.
That I have and the shit that I could have said. And I'm going like this. All I'm talking about is the game. The game. And so when cats get sensitive and they get mad about that, I'm like, okay. I remember when Jordan got mad at me one time. Jordan got mad at me one time. And I literally looked at Michael Jordan. And I said, you know what, fuck it, $250,000. He said, what? I said, because you want me to be your publicist. You don't want me to be a journalist. You don't want me to be somebody covering the damn league. You don't want me to say what you want me to. Can I do my job? It's like I'm covering the game. I'm covering the game. Now, if y'all know the difference, and when the cat crosses the line, shit, y'all would check him in a heartbeat, and you should. And you should. But if it's confined to the game, can we deal with the game and what was said as opposed to, nah, I don't like that motherfucker?
That's exactly how it is.
But dude, can you go ahead?
That's the thing about just growing up, period.
Yeah.
AAU, high school, college, we're heroes. The first time we actually ever hear something negative is when we get to the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? If we're going to get booed, we're going to be booed on the road because we're good. So the first time we hear some shit about us is usually from a beat writer or in the news.
Okay.
It can be 100% correct. I don't like you. Right? Yeah. I took 35 shots. You called me out. That means you got a problem now. And that's just us. Right? So most of the time we're mad because you're making us look at ourselves for no reason.
Yep.
But in his case, like he's stated, right? He in the club with guys after the game. He's hanging out with guys. He knows guys. He knows guys, homeboys, and their managers and their friends, and
family
members. He know them, right?
They hold you at a different.
So he shouldn't. And in some guys' eyes, go in there and say I fucking played bad.
Right.
So now they taking it personal. Like, I wish I dared this motherfucker.
And my response
is that drinks with him.
Yeah, we got to 4 in the morning. How the fuck you think I was gonna play? How dare he go on the TV and say I played bad? I was with him last night.
Right. Well, it's never like that. I got
earlier.
But what I'm saying is that my point and my argument, in fairness, in a roundabout way, because I used to have this issue with AI. You know that's my man. And I'm like, did I say anything about this, or that? All I said was, shit, you in a slump. You playing like shit right now. That's it. You know why. You know I didn't say why.
We know why.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't say why. What's the problem? And that's where I'm going. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Sean. I fucking did.
I just.
Look, I get Rashad McCants and Gilbert Arenas, their points of their whole life pro, and then there's all this criticism for them. I get it, but everybody had it. And it's just like, so you're being told you're great your whole life. How did you become great? Nobody criticized you? That doesn't make sense to me. I remember playing basketball, and I had some tough coaches, and I wouldn't have gotten better if I didn't play with some of the best players. I wouldn't have gotten better if I didn't, if I wasn't open to receiving criticism, feedback, and harsh criticism. Sometimes people need to be told, hey, you played like shit. And accept it. Play better. You can't be told by your own teammate, to get back on defense. LeBron James had Dwight Howard traded from the Lakers because he told him to get back on defense. And he whined and complained, and then Dwight Howard told him to stop being a little bitch about it. Get back on defense. He got traded. The mic is in and out, guys. You can't hear me? How about this? Is this better? Give me a 1 if you can hear me, a 2 if it's still bad. How are we doing now? 1? Okay, that sounds good. Oh, no, it's a 2? Better, but not good. Okay. Hold on, guys. So we're at a 1. We're doing well. Alrighty, that makes me happy. I probably just was like talking away from the mic. Sorry about that, guys. But I just think that Gils Arena, having Stephen A on the show, it was a good look for just bridging the gap between media and mainstream media. To me, what it signaled was a deal between Gilbert Arenas and perhaps First Take. I believe that what they're doing, they have a handshake deal. Hey, you come on my YouTube podcast, come on my channel, Gils Arena, make an appearance, have me on First Take, give me more visibility. But I question the integrity of their partnership. Is it based in something positive? Or is it just something for them to benefit monetarily? Could this be a situation where mainstream media and new media begin to collaborate even more? Are we gonna see more of this? Is Stephen A gonna take over YouTube? He's got 1,000,000 followers on his own channel. I wonder what this could turn into. And honestly, I'm a little scared. I am a little scared of what could happen. I appreciate the community that we have on YouTube and this niche sort of thing that we've been able to build. I don't want Stephen A here. I want him to stay in his mainstream media land where he is pretty much the king of that world. Stay over there. Let us have this. Let us have something. Let people who are telling the truth, having real conversations, genuine, authentic interactions, let us have this, please. Let us have this space. It's kind of like, you guys remember when um, Kanye West was trying to figure out what the title of his album would be for, what was it, Pablo album? Remember that? Uh, The Life of Pablo? He was trying to figure out what he was gonna name that album before he came to that conclusion, and he tweeted that it was gonna be called Waves. And I mean, it turned into a whole Twitter beef between him and Wiz Khalifa, but Wiz Khalifa responded like, "Hey, let the wavy kids have that, don't take this." Like, he didn't want, the Max B era, the wavy, the wavy sort of movement to mainstream. He didn't want that. He wanted to keep he wanted to protect that. He wanted it to remain special. And so that's the same sort of vibe. I don't want Stephen A here in the YouTube streets. So, keep your ass, Stephen S. Smith, stay over there in the mainstream. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna come over here and have a real genuine interaction with me on Sports Tea, why not? I guess I'll take it, but I want you to stay. I don't want you to muddy the YouTube streets with lies and mainstream media bullshit. So, I mean, do you guys believe that the media is hating on the NBA? Do you really believe that? I think that the media is there to report. I think that they wanna have spicy hot takes to get attention and to get clicks and to get views and to have people tune in. I believe that, but I don't think that the media hates the NBA. I think that sometimes they do have to perpetuate hate, um, in order to kinda keep the media wheel turning to continue to be profitable. Good, bad news, it's all good, whether it's good or bad, right? They have to report. So I think that there is vitriol in the media that is skewed for sure, but I think that there's also a good amount of positivity that they also try to get out there surrounding the NBA, and I think the players need to stop being so soft. I think they need to stop crying about the criticism. out there and play their best game. It's just that simple. Play your best game. Let people talk about that. Speaking of best games, speaking of, all the things that we've talked about in the past, the NBA, the State of the Union, we've talked a lot about that, right? And we've spent a lot of time, I think, also talking about Adam Silver